Right, so what we've done, so there's a couple of ways you can navigate to this, but if you go to the income section, I'm going to start with, let's start with property. So I've already got a property captured in here. You can add more properties in here. So let's just go. A lot of you may already know if the traditional way of adding a transaction is you select the property, you go transaction date. Let's say today's date. You go to today's date, you say it's rental income received, and you say that's £1,000, and you can allocate it if there's a percent, if it's an expense and you need to split it like mobile phone where you only want to claim 70%, you can change that percentage and then it will automatically do it. So then you can save and it will capture the transaction. You can go and edit and delete and do your magic there. But obviously, with Making Tax Digital now, we used to just capture totals for the year, but you can go and do it manually, entering your transactions like that. But obviously with Making Tax Digital, people have got more transactions. So we've now built the import function. So you can drag and drop your Excel file and just go and, in this case, oh, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, so I'm going to go wrong file. You go and select your Excel file. I've already, sorry, I could have shown you the Excel file. It was just what it looks like is this. This is what the files looks like. That might help. So if you've got a bank account that you use for rental income, you can go and download that, get it into CSV, just change it, get all your amounts, put it into that template, and then you can go and select that file, and it will then, you select your headers, select the property, and then it will import all the transactions from that. Okay, now we're actually gonna just want to quickly get this open here. So okay, where is that one? No, just quickly want to go. Something that I want to basically what you then need to do is you just need to go and categorize all the transactions. So it's rental income received. The 250 is maintenance and repairs. That is what that was for. So where's repairs? I mean, if you type it in, maintenance and repairs, the 150 was for management fee, letting management fee. So we do need to go and categorize that. And then the 950 is rental income again. And the 325 is insurance. Okay, so actually we're busy looking at the programmers. So what I'm thinking with what already we've thought about, it will be nice to see the description here and have another column in here. So we're going to actually see if we can fit that in to make it even a little bit easier, that you don't need to go to your spreadsheet. But at least it will import the dates, the amounts, and you can just go and categorize it. What's also really cool, because this is quite complicated, if you own the property yourself, very nice, very easy, you capture everything 100%. So we've got a percentage here. So, but if you own the property 50-50, husband, wife, the beneficial ownership is 50%, you can change that to 50%, because you need to record your transaction. So the husband's not doing it, the wife's going to do it on her account. You can change it to 50%, import, and then it will split it 50-50. So you don't need to go. If you keep it 100%, what also happens, let's say you've got an expense here. Let's say this insurance cost was telephone cost, right? And it's supposed to be 60%. So you can go and actually, let's change one that you can see. So there's a 325. Let's say we change that one, and only 50% is deductible from the rental income. So you can change the percentage there. Once you've got that, you click import and you can view transactions, and you've got it all in there. So how this is, as long as you capture it for the first quarter, you'll see on TaxDash on the main screen, after the first quarter ends, is is the finish is on the 5th of July, and after the 5th of July, it will create a return in the Making Tax Digital module, and it will pull in all the transactions, and then we need to go in there and just review it and submit it before the 7th of August. Any questions at this stage from anybody, or is there nothing? Okay, so same if you're self-employed, very similar story. Again, we actually, a little bit of a story behind TaxDash. We've been working on TaxDash for a very long time. And the whole idea for us with TaxDash was that tax returns are done after the year end. We can't, so it's just reporting what's happened the previous year. But the whole idea about TaxDash was that we can build something where we can do tax planning. But why people don't go to accountants is because it takes so much time to collect the information that it's just not done, and it's like it's not a priority. So TaxDash was 10 years ago. We started with this idea to build it to capture the information during the year that we can go and do tax planning. Now, Making Tax Digital has just come along that we can actually now go, okay, hold on, it's forcing people to record it, but we want to do tax planning here. We want to save money, but if we've got that data, but in the past, you don't go to an accountant, he's going to charge you money to get all the information. So it just wasn't efficient. We thought this is why people, especially people who are permanently employed, they won't go to an accountant. It's going to cost them 300 quid just to like get all the information. You will see, and this is where you can see I'm not lying to you. If you go to your profile, you create an account. We ask you if you've got kids and their ages. So people said, why the hell are you asking this? But we thought inheritance tax, if the more data we're going to go into here, we want to save money. We want to save tax. That is why we've done this. So TaxDash has always been built to capture all the info. This is why we've got self-employed, separate businesses. So it may seem like a lot of information on all of it, but we want the detail because we are absolutely geared. We want to save money and we want to do tax planning. That's where we want to go to. So trading business, just say JAR Consulting, whatever, postcode is W1000. I don't know if that will work. Let's just do whatever we want to go. Have the above information? No. Are you? This is no. Are you in construction? I'm not going to go construction. You just say when the business started. Okay. Whatever. These are all important dates. It all is important with tax planning. We're not asking things because we want to make your life as difficult as possible. Then you got, this is important. Has this business ceased trading? Okay, so there's a whole message there about do you want to claim? No. So down the end, same story as before. You can go and capture the transactions. Minimum, a lot of people only have 4 transactions a month, especially with self-employed and property stuff. So you don't even need to go to the zero or the bank import and all of that. You can just capture it. I think in a lot of cases where the people now getting caught out by Making Tax Digital, it's just going to be easier to capture the 4 transactions per month, get done, and you sort it. So you've seen I've done that before. So let's just cancel that. We import. I've got another, Andrew's created another file here somewhere, and we go self-employed, income and expenses, same thing. So you go self-employed income, you say whatever that was, accounting fees, you can go, I'm not going to go, book publications. You can already start doing this if you want to practice. It will be great for us because that's not depreciation, but let's just go something else. Okay, but I think you get the idea. You can apportion it. Telephone cost, again, if you go telephone cost, telephone, if you are claiming 60%, then you can import it. All the transactions are imported. You can go and import another file. You can do it per month, and etc. Go like that. Okay, I'm already 13 minutes in. Other thing that I want to show you, I hope that all makes sense. Andrew.
Question. So it's like doing end of year information at the end of every month.
We need to do quarterly returns. Okay, so remember the first quarter end you need to report on all the income and expenses from the 6th of April 2026 till the 5th of July. So you can do it quarterly or you can do it monthly. But after the 5th of July, you need to record all your transactions from the 6th of April 2026 till the 5th of July 2026. And we need to submit that to HMRC by the 7th of August. Okay. So whether you want to do it monthly, quarterly, it's up to you. But this is you gotta do your first return in July, and you just want to like have all your data ready. But with us, be kind with us. We're expecting a huge inflow. I think there's like 250, there's 900,000 people that need to submit their first return in July. I think about 300,000 people are registered. So there could be a mad influx of people in July. So get your stuff done. If you want to get the best service from our side, get it done early July that we can help you. Then we're going to be calm as well. We're going to try and stay calm, but it's always do. But, you know, this is don't leave it for the 7th of August. There's no penalties for the first year. So again, but, you know, it's like just think like we're trying to automate. And if you can start capturing and you pick up things that goes wrong, that will massively help us because then we can get geared and register ready all of that for it. So I know we don't want to give you admin unnecessarily. The weather's too nice outside, but if you can, that will be great. So then I'm going to go tax returns. Let me just see. So again, just to navigate back, you've got the tax returns, and again, this was because what I said earlier. Because we wanted to build a tax planning tool, the complexity comes in when you start to capture information during the year, and then you want to cut off to file it for the end of the year. That's super complicated with the back end with the programming. Because in the past, if we just ask doing history returns, you just ask for what did you last year. But now that's quite complicated to navigate that and keep track of that. Okay, but then what I want to also share, Knowledgebase. Now, if you know Bieke, and a lot of the for the sins that she must have done in the previous life, she's been putting all these knowledge-based articles together. So when we get a question from a client, we go and we literally go and like go and do a proper write-up about it. This takes a huge amount of time. Because we're trying to write a comprehensive article. So this has been going on for years. And so what we want to do is if one client's got the question, another client may have the question as well. It's also good for us from a quality perspective because I want to make sure all the accountants answer the same question the same way and give the complete answer. So Knowledgebase, you guys have got now access to this. So if you can go in and say, and this is very important because the categorization of who you are, what's your position, because the tax advice for certain expenses is different for employees, directors, all these sort of things. So you go individual tax. Big one is usually what expenses can I claim? This will only look in our database. It won't go and pull information from the internet. So it won't make up stuff. So it's our environment. It will summarize our what do you call it? Our knowledge-based articles. In our property one, we've written a whole book about property. Like if you go into it, you'll see this is very much linking into each other. It will go into expenses. It will go into pre-letting expenses. It's huge if you want to go. I know the thing is, if you can go to the internet, this is to give you quality to make sure you get those answers. So it will, what I was saying earlier, it will ask what it asked. Sorry, where did I go now? I just need to see. I went out now. Sorry. This one. Okay, so it will summarize our articles to give you a summary, but here at the bottom you will see the original article. Okay, very important. We can see the log as well now where clients can go in and ask their questions. It's very important. So we may come up with an answer, but we won't know if it answered your question. So if it answered your question, just give us a thumbs up. If it didn't, you give us a thumbs down, and then we can go and have a look and say, what was the question that you asked? It didn't quite answer your question, and then go and work on it to improve this knowledge base the whole time. What else is there? I think, what else is, any more questions?
Nothing.
Nothing at the moment. I can take you through just very quickly. I've briefly talked about this. Again, before, let me just see, where am I going? Tax returns. I just want to, okay, so actually, like, Meraldia, do you have anything else to add at this point?
Nothing from my side at this point.
Yep. I want to, yep, sorry.
So I think one thing to add, Meraldia and Jacques, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But when you're using TaxDash, it's not built to be used on your mobile phone.
Yes.
It's desktop. Yes, so on your laptop. Otherwise, I think, you know, the functionality, you won't be able to access all these features.
Yep. And the reason for that is we've built it for desktop because it's so many help files and things you need to see. So we've built it on desktop, and we'll actively look if there's a way we can do it on your mobile phone. But, you know, it's like building a house. Would you build a house on your iPhone? You know, there's a lot of stuff. And if we miss anything, if we miss detail and help files, you're going to miss out on tax. It's a tick of a button here and there. So yes, we are actively looking at that. Tax calculators, if you guys haven't looked at this took us a long time, but it's super useful. So if you want to go and play, talk about tax planning. So if you want to go to this here, you say, okay, just ignore this is now a demo account, and you go and you create. Okay, so it's your whole tax return summarized on one page. Our program has done a phenomenal job here. So you can go on the left, you enter detail, you say in £100,000 salary income, you can put in dividend income here. And you can put in your, just the basic button, fields that you need to go and fill in. So you can put in whatever is residential income, and you can put in just the base, just total income. And you can put in expenses just to give you an idea. And then it will create the calculator on the right here, which we've broken down into, if you open up, it will show you the different brackets that it is. You can also ask this AI assistant here. That is just a language model that, like, just going through it to try and explain your calculation for you. And it's actually independently running from that calculation, but super useful. But if you now want to go and see, listen, I've got this income. My tax now is 31,978. Let's say I make £8,000 pension contributions. It will bring down my tax to 29,000. So it's a nice way to see how it affects your tax and to understand your tax position as well. So super useful for that. Again, because we've got these calculators in, I can't wait to get people, if they actually capture, and this is what we've done, like if you capture your salary details, if you can go to the current year, you can actually go to the 26, this is what I meant earlier, you can actually go to the 26, 27 tax year, the one that we're in now, and start capturing your salary already. And that's what we need to do tax planning, because we need your salary plus your rental income plus your self-employed income. Now we can start to do magic and say, before the tax year finish, let's say by December, we can go, hey, if you do pension contributions here, if you do this, then you can save some money. It's also going to be a lot better, quicker. If you need help, you want to speak to an accountant, you capture all your information here, we connect you with the right accountant, you book a half-an-hour call, and they go through with this. I think I see, just remember, this is TaxDash. There's so many different options. If you've got less than 25 transactions per business, your Excel spreadsheet can have a lot of transactions. But if you've got 25 transactions a month, you can use TaxDash, import it. If you've got more transactions and you want to attach receipts to bank transactions, that sort of stuff, Xero is the one to go for. So there are so many different options available here, but it's quite difficult to get everybody just with the right solution for them. Yes, Andrew.
We have an interesting question. Do you have an invoice template that is TaxDash friendly that I should use? For example, separating day rate versus expenses. You will get reimbursed and separate VAT, or even better, built into TaxDash, so I don't have to add the income quarterly, as in generate an invoice through TaxDash.
Good question. It's a difficult one. We will need to, and we need your feedback. Like, what is feature request that you really need? The problem that we've got, we can build in you can possibly build, but a lot of self-employed people now prefer to use Tide or Starling. The banks, the bank account, the bank app has actually got that built into the bank account. So they will rather use that then is it going to make sense? We need to know, like, there's a lot of things that we can do here. And I mean, the software programs are now so smart. So now we actually already, we're actually working on, you can take a photo of the statement you get from your estate agent, and it will read it and capture it for you. So I don't know if invoicing is going to be a key thing for us to create. We will need to measure how many clients will want that. But if you use Tide banking, a lot of them have got the option to create an invoice in your banking app. So I would have a look at that.
Sorry, I also quickly just want to jump in that an important note might be as well. If we've got clients that are also using Xero in line with our TaxDash features, then they won't need to have that functionality in TaxDash, because Xero will have all of that, and we can just then import the statements from Xero.
Spot on. I mean, this is where it's difficult, because this is where these webinars are important, because there's so many different options, and you can't go to your friend and ask you what they are doing. We need to try and figure it out and try and make it as easy as possible. But some guys, the app, if you're in Xero, you got to use that one. We don't have something in TaxDash for invoicing. I don't know if there's going to be a huge demand. I think it's mostly going to be property people. I think it's going to be a lot of CIS guys who often don't raise invoices. They just get a CIS statement. They just submit a timesheet. So we're really going to go and measure that up. But in the meantime, we can do a workaround. But if that makes sense, we'll build it. Is there anybody, just raise the hand, anybody who's a CIS contractor in the call today, who's dealing with CIS subcontractor? Not. Okay. Any other questions? Guys, give us, like, what else? Do you have any questions? What else can we do? We're keen. If you guys email us and just questions that you have, we're happy. I think this is the most efficient way to just tell you guys, share it with you, get you onto the right track as quickly as possible. So just give those questions. If you have that question, I promise you other people will have that same question. I promise you. There's no such thing as stupid questions. We are learning so much. There's so much stuff coming out, like, it's crazy. But anyways, we're trying to communicate this over to you guys. We've got a Facebook page. If you guys want to help us, ask questions on that Facebook page, because that will give us visibility. We built this. It's cost us a fortune. We don't have millions to go and do marketing. We are absolutely here. We want to add value and give people the right tools, and then that spread the word of mouth. That's how we want to do this. So you talking to us, telling me, I want that, I want that, I want that, and then let's see how quickly we can get you to a very happy place. All good? Any more questions? Still time for a pint in the sun then, right?
Yeah, it seems we have no further questions. Thank you, Jock.
That's awesome. Cool. thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Appreciate the support as always. Yeah, we're very excited about. We're a little bit geeks, but we are excited about all of this stuff. Making life easier. That's what we want to do. We are excited about this stuff. If we can save people some money. All good. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.